Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of my vlog. In this episode of my vlog, I'm going to talk about the YouTube click-through rate, also known as CTR, that are required for the YouTube algorithms to pick up your videos for the search, suggested, and the browse features. So if you're interested in that, keep on watching. Alright guys, if you're new here, my name is Saadon and I vlog about my life and my YouTube journey. Consider subscribing if you want to know what it's like to grow a YouTube channel and a bit about my life here in Kuala Lumpur. Alright guys, I was asked by one wonder on the YouTube click-through rate, or also known as CTR, and I thought I'll give my take on the subject the way I see it. You can find the link to One Wonder's channel in the description box down below. Alright guys, before we start, I'd like to say that the figures that I will come up with were based on the analytics of two of my videos. One has a view of about 5,000 and the other is about 600 views, and I currently have about 900 subscribers. So you should not take these figures as absolute, and you should just use them to get a general idea on what sort of figures you should aim for your videos to get picked up and pushed out to your viewers by the YouTube algorithms. Also, you need to keep in mind that there would be other metrics as well that the YouTube algorithms will look out for, such as the audience retention and the engagement generated by your videos. Alright guys, before we go to the click-through rate, we should first understand about YouTube impressions. To do that, consider when I make a query on how to predict the growth of a YouTube video, then YouTube will return the search of my query and give the following videos, and as I scroll down the result, YouTube will count each of the thumbnails that I see as getting an impression, and once I click on any of the videos, then the YouTube algorithm for search will assign a click-through rate of 100% for that video, and if I did not click on the video, then it will get a click-through rate of 0%. Of course, then YouTube will also have to factor in other users making a similar query to come up with the current click-through rate or the CTR for search for any particular video. And if you are a creator, then you can see the current CTR for your videos by going to your YouTube analytics. And then click on the videos that you want to see the CTR for search. In my case, I'm going to look at the CTR for search for my house tour video that has some 5,000 views. And then I need to click on the reach tab, and then I need to click on the traffic source type. So you can see here that the click-through rate for search for that video is 6.4%, and the average view duration would be about 25% because it's about 1 minute 33 seconds out of 5 minute 28 second video. So now the question would be, is that CTR for search is good enough such that when a YouTube user search for a house tour, then my video would surface, or that the user will get an impression of that video? To answer that, we can look at the analytics again, but this time we are going to check the YouTube search box, and then we are going to the view by up here and change it to impressions. Then we can see that the impressions are going up, meaning that YouTube keep on giving this video of mine an impression whenever a YouTube user is searching for a house tour video. If YouTube stop giving an impression, meaning if you do not want to push out a video, then this line will be flat and your video will remain obscure unless someone is going to your channel and look at your video one by one. Coming back to this traffic source graph, we can see that there is also a CTR for suggested video, and this CTR is for video that was suggested next to a video that is currently playing if you are a user on a desktop, and below the currently playing video if a user is using a mobile device. So for this particular house tour video that I did, the suggested CTR is a bit lower at 4.8%. So again, is this a good CTR for YouTube to keep giving my video an impression as a suggested video? Again, we can check the suggested videos box to see the impression of the video for the suggested feature. And then we need to change this to impressions. And here we can see that the graph is still going up, but the slope is less steep compared to the YouTube search impressions in green. So we can conclude here that the CTR could be just so-so, and that the suggested algorithm wasn't really pushing the video out. Also, if we go back to the traffic source type for the video, we can also see the CTR for browse feature, and this is at 5.5% for this video. The browse refers to mostly when a user are on their home feed, like my home feed I'm currently scrolling here, and that they are browsing to see any video that they would be interested in watching. Note here that your video thumbnails would have to compete with all sorts of videos from all sorts of creators, big and small. So the question is a CTR of 5.5% good enough that YouTube will continue to push this video to the home feed of a YouTube user? Again, we need to check the impression of that video, and the slope was less steep compared to the search impression. Then we know this CTR was just so-so, and that YouTube was not really pushing this video to its users' home feed. Alright guys, let's look at the analytics of my second video or vlog about a room tour of from a hotel here. So you can see that the CTR for search is 7.1%, the CTR for suggested is 6.5%, and the CTR for browse is 7.1%. And if we go to the impression graph, then we can see that the impression for all three are going up. Hence, we can more or less conclude that the CTR required to get the algorithm to pick up your video and to push it out would be around the higher end of the 6% CTR mark. And this is especially true for my channel. Of course, as I said earlier, this figure is not absolute and is in relation to other similar videos to yours. But hopefully that will give you the idea on what sort of CTR you should be aiming for. Anyway guys, that's all for this episode of my vlog. Don't forget to like, to comment and to subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video.